Hello Stampers, my name is Linda Bedinger and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I have a little card project for you. I'm digging back in my stash and using stamps hopefully that you already have in your stash. And I went to a stamp camp and I'll have the name of the lady listed below, whose card I cased from there, and I thought it was great fun, and it's a friend card. Let's just get started. Okay, here is the card, and this is going back and using something a little bit older in our stash from Painted Harvest, and I'm using the large and the small two-step stamping flower here, and then the center. And that's what I'm using from Painted Harvest. And then, let's see, also this sentiment, your kindness means so much more than you will ever know. And that's for the inside. And then for the outside here, I'm using from our new Daisy Lane stamp set, I'm using the word friend here. So those are the stamps. Now, what you need to make this, I used a base of Pineapple Punch 8.5 by 5.5, scored and folded at 4 1/4. Let me give that a little bit of a burnish here. There we go. Then I have a piece of Pretty Peacock for the outside, and we're going to run that through an embossing folder. I'm using the leaves folder that we have. Then we need a piece of Whisper White 4 by 5 1/4, and that's going to be for the inside of our card. And then I have two pieces for the outside. This yellow piece, Pineapple Punch, is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 squared, and this piece is Whisper White, and it's 3 inches by 3 inches square. So that's what we're using. And the first thing we're going to do is emboss this piece of Pretty Peacock with the leaves folder, and I'll be back in a flash. Okay, here is our embossed piece, and this is really a pretty simple little card. What I'm going to do is go ahead and attach this piece, and I think I'm going to use some liquid glue because this one is so heavily embossed. I want to make sure that it sticks down. So I'm going to use some liquid glue here to attach this to the front of my card. Okay. And that gives me a second here to move this around and make sure I've got it on my card nice and straight. And there we go. All right, now we're going to do some stamping, and I have my stamps mounted here, and I'm using my Pretty Peacock ink here. And the first thing I'm going to do is stamp my flower up in the corner here. Get a piece of scratch paper. And on this stamp, I don't think it matters much which stamp you put down first. And I'm going to put the larger one down, kind of tuck it up here in the corner. There we go. And, oh, that wasn't the larger one. This is the larger one. Hope this fits. There we go. And there we go. So now I've got my flower up in the corner, and then I need my Pineapple Punch ink here for the center of our card. And I've got a center here on a stamp, and There we go. Isn't that pretty? It's just so nice and bright. Okay, now what we're going to do is add this flower to the inside of our card here along the bottom. And I'm going to stamp down the large part of the flower first, and then the inside detail of the flower. There we go. And then stamp our center here, and the pineapple punch right in the middle. There we go. All right. Now then, the other stamping I wanted to put in the inside was this message of your kindness means so much more than you will ever know, and I thought just put that in the middle like that, and that's just about ready to go. In fact, let's see, the last bit I have to do is put this friend, and the friend is from the Daisy Lane here, again using this stamp right here, and I'm going to put that right along the bottom of this little panel here, and I've got a little smudge there. I'm going to take that out. Okay, I think we can put that ink away now. And these two pieces can get put together here. I'm going to put some snail on the back of this one. And put this down so it has a similar border all the way around. Now this one can go up on dimensionals and get put into place on the front of our card here. Now on the sample I did put a little bit of ribbon, so I want to do that. So I've got a little bit of this Old Olive and Pretty Peacock ribbon. It's a double-sided ribbon, and I want to use just the Pretty Peacock side here. So I'm going to cut a little piece here to go right along the edge here. And I'm going to put some snail on the back side to anchor my ribbon here. And then we're going to wrap this around and put it down tight on the back side. And to hold this in place on the front, let's see, I think I'm going to need to put a little bit more snail down there. There we go. And to hold this down tight on the front, I'm going to put a glue dot here just underneath this ribbon in the middle here to kind of hold that from moving. Then we're going to take this piece of ribbon here and cut a length and tie a knot bow. Now on this one I want the peacock side to come out and be the one on top. So I'm going to start tying it with one tail that way, and then as I put the knot through and it's coming through here, I'm going to just twist it around so that we make sure that the piece or the side that shows on this side is that same peacock ribbon. And there we go. So now I'm going to fiddle with this a little bit to get the ribbon to lay down the way I want. And then we'll use glue dots to secure it and get it to stay put where and how we want it. So I'm going to use a glue dot on the back of the knot here and put that in place on my ribbon. And another piece, trim that down, and then another glue dot underneath here to hold that in place, and one more on this side to get this ribbon to come out and stay put on that side. And I'm just going to trim that edge a little. There we go. And there we have our little focal panel ready to go. Now this I'm going to put up on dimensionals. Now this we're going to put a little bit towards the top, but leaving some of our pretty embossing showing on the other side. This is pretty much ready to go on the inside of the card with a little bit of snail. And there we go. We'll put this in here with a little margin all the way around. And there we go, almost completely done now. I do have some of these ribbons or these jewels from the Peacock, and I thought putting a peacock rhinestone right up here in that peacock color, just dress the front of that up a little bit. It isn't that a pretty little card? So there we go, simple as that. Here we have a nice friend card. Looks like we need one more glue dot on this ribbon down here to hold it in place. It looks like it's trying to escape. And there we go, putting that down so that it stays put a little bit better. And there we go. That is my project for the day. Thank you so much for stopping by my YouTube channel today. I do so appreciate it. And if you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator, or you could join my team. Joining in September is good because your first minimum isn't due until the end of the year, so you have a little bit of time to do things. So that's it. Oh, there was one last touch. I did put a little bit of Wink of Stella on the center of my daisy, on the inside and the outside, just to add a little extra sparkle. Okay, my prize draw for the month of September is your choice of a bundle out of the catalog and out of the holiday catalog. And let's see, I'll be back soon with more cards, more projects, and more tips. Bye!